like kind of sometimes I like take a time off, sometimes I don't, sometimes it's out of my control. Shout out to the debate getting over on time. Shout out to y'all for getting me on this damn show right on time. Appreciate y'all. Damn, that's what happened when you got one old man that's ready to go. You know, yo, shout out to shout out to Tim Walls going to downtown get some pizza though after the debate though. I was like, oh, your boy's in there with his wife. He getting a slice. You know what I mean? Yo, old man trying to get a slice.
Baby.
Yeah. All right, y'all. As people funnel in and file in and we get some people talking, hopefully get the usual cast of characters that we can do and chop it up. And I'll get this show started right about now. Like I said, welcome everybody for joining the show. I appreciate y'all for all being here. Yo, first and foremost, you know how we have to do it when tragedy strikes. You know what we got to do. You know, when people are gone, gone, we can't forget them too soon. First and foremost, John Amos. Grew up with John Amos. Rest in peace, John Amos. Always, listen, born in 1939. I think about 83, 85 years old. That's a good run. If the good Lord gives me 8 decades, I'll be happy. I'll be all right. You know what I mean? But it's still worth mentioning Dikembe Mutombo. Passing away too soon of brain cancer. Very, very, very unfortunate. Very, very sad. One of the all-time greats. Way before he was a Guy Go commercial, he was really a force in the paint. Sometimes, as people wonder why I get a little uptight about the Rick James, like Dave Chappelle, skit, I get a little annoyed because Rick James was way colder, way before that sketch. You know what I mean? So I think. So I get a little annoyed sometimes about the Dikembe Mutombo commercial because he was much bigger than a finger wag in a commercial. He was a force, bro.
The leader of the first 8 seed to take down the 1 seed. 19.
Talk about it now. Come on now, put some respect on it. So I got to give him. He's much more than a commercial. Rick James is much more than a sketch, even though it's a funny sketch. And the one that really hit me, no disrespect to anybody else that I mentioned, but my favorite baseball player to ever live, my favorite baseball player of all time, the only 4 numbers you need to know is not 1, 2, 3, 4. Children, the first numbers you should learn when you were in school is 4, 2, 5, 6. Those are the only 4 numbers you need to learn. And those are the hits from Charlie Hustle, the great Pete Rose, who tragically passed away. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't want y'all to put him in Cooperstown now. Oh, don't do it now.
Please don't. Please don't.
Oh, no. I don't want him in the hall now. Now I don't want him in the hall. What up, Kim? What's going on, boo? I do not want him in the hall now. I wanted him in the hall while he was alive to see the hall, give that speech, and have that moment. Y'all have taken that moment away from him. How long did you think he was going to live? He was in his 80s. Damn. I don't know how long you plan on living, but damn. 80s is when we're starting to wind down.
That's nasty work. They're like, we'll just wait it out.
Nasty work, and they did. Mission accomplished.
Baseball has the hits leader, the home runs king, and the pitcher with the most Cy Young awards out of the Hall of Fame. Only in baseball. That's Roger Clemens. That's Barry Bonds. That's Pete Rose. Get it together, Major League Baseball. Come on now.
And I'll say it before and I'll say it again. How you judge the Hall of Fame to moi is, can you write the history books of the game without him? How the hell can you write the history of baseball without the all-time hits leader? The second closest person to him is Ty Cobb. He's dead. The third closest person to him, what is it? Who's that? Is it Hank?
Yeah.
He did. Dead. He's dead. So what I'm trying to say is, unless those 2 fine ball players get resurrected and then come back in their prime, then get reinstated to Major League Baseball, and then people don't test them and put them in the laboratory for being zombies, they would have to come back to beat Charlie Hustle's record. So what I'm trying to say, the pettiest Hall of Fame of all time is baseball. Hardest Hall of Fame to get into, NFL, and the one that Evan Mack's even in is the NBA. So what I'm trying to say is, everybody in the NBA Hall of Fame, everybody in it, you in it. Charlie Hustle gone too soon. The documentary, if you guys have not watched it, it's on HBO. It is magnificent. One of my favorite players of all time, blue collar, undersized, never should be as good as he is. Absolutely spectacular. Especially, I wasn't fortunate enough to live during that era. You know, that's why it was really cool for me. I was a child. I was like, I'll put it like this. When he was cooking in '84, I was born in '84. So I don't remember Charlie Hustle. So it was really great to see things that I thought I knew but I didn't know, and watch these old clips and watch how that man literally went to the Phillies and instantly impact him and Schmitty, and they win a World Series. Man, I don't know, man. Gotta come on here and talk about Pete Rose, man.
If you could surmise his career in the one highlight, I think it was the 1970 or 71 All-Star game when Ray Fosse was standing at home plate, and they said it's just an All-Star game. It's just exhibition. To hell it is. He went right through dude in his career as they knew it. Man, shout out.
Back when you could run through people, you know.
Hit stick.
Back in the day, listen. Rest in peace to all those fine people that contributed something to this world. And oh yeah, Kim, I appreciate you, girl. There's so many people that passed away, you know. And we just watched this movie in honor of this man, the great Chris Christopherson. We just watched Blade last night because of him. Shout out to Whistler. Oh. Kim, I appreciate you. This is why you're one of the good ones. Thank you for coming on the show, because I literally put on Blade last night because of that. So shout out to Chris Christopherson. People always wonder why talk about people you never know, you never met. I go, if anyone that has impacted you or given you any joy, whether you met them or not, you got to say a kind word, because all those people I named have given me joy at different points in my life. You know what I mean? And it's worth mentioning before we get down to what we get down to, and we start bullshitting like we like to bullshit. You know what I mean?
And they impacted our life tremendously. The least we can do is give them a few minutes of our time just to say thank you.
Big facts, big facts. Luchasaurus banged up. Dragunov banged up. Dragunov out 9 months, I hear. That's how you know it's a nasty ACL, because they're getting really good with the technology on that, the science behind that. So you know it's nasty, and he was just hitting his stride. I'd be an asshole if I didn't give Luchasaurus some love as well. I hear he something nasty happened to him as well. Pneumonia. Was it double pneumonia in the lungs? Oof, Lord Jesus. Seriously, people don't understand, man. That stuff takes you up out of here, even in 2024. So it's not to be messed around with. You know, I don't care. Don't mess around with pneumonia. I just friendly advice. Speedy recovery to them both. Lord have mercy. Can this show be fun? Can I make a fun show? Can this show be fun? Golly. Damn. All right, here we go. All right, listen, gentlemen. Vince McMahon documentary.
Is this where the fun starts?
Uh-oh.
No. Vince McMahon documentary came out on Netflix. Netflix came out there and sold people a bill of goods. They making posters and graphics talking about the rise and the fall of the most diabolical human being on the earth. Then you get inside the doc. Dare I say there were a couple bouquets, a few carnations, some baby's breath sprinkled and strewn about, heaping praise. Now listen, I'm not trying to make light of anything, because truth be told, I ain't do shit. So I can talk all day. I can do all that. I'm not embroiled in this chaos. They didn't cut to like me and show me like doing some crazy shit. So I can talk from this perspective. My takeaway was Vince is way doper for the business than I thought he was. That's me personally. I thought he was GOAT status before. And then they started showing all this shit. And I was like, yeah, are y'all gonna bury this man yet? Are y'all gonna I'm handing you the shovel, or are you gonna bury him? Like, nah, Mac, we good. We good. I go, you sure? You sure? That's what you told us. That's what the streets was saying.
Whew.
And I watched the documentary. I love going down that memory lane. Shout out to the doc. The one thing it did do is remind me of how fun the 80s and early 90s was. Not Attitude Era 90s. I'm talking about the characters from back in the day. The crazy characters back in the day. The craziness back in the day in the territory days. It made me miss characters. You know what I'm talking about? It made me even think about the Brooklyn Brawler, and he wasn't even in the doc. You know what I mean? It made me think of different wrestlers that tried out stuff and they weren't carbon copies, or these indie-rific flippy dippy assholes that are gracing my screen. every single day. These assholes that take a trip to the land of the rising sun and try to mimic everything they do, and they come out looking like carbon copies of each other. Not that. It reminded me of there was a 300-pound guy that did this, and then there was a guy that dressed up like this, and you got a crush here, and you got a doink here. It sort of reminded me of all these people that were trying out shit. You know what I mean? So shout out to the doc for that. As far as the Vince McMahon takeaway, didn't learn nothing new personally. I always thought he was a hard-nosed son of a bitch. I always thought he spoke his mind. I always thought he didn't take no prisoners. I always thought he was shit. And that's pretty much what we got. Listen. And shout out to Netflix for apologizing in the beginning of the documentary. Yo, listen, y'all, full disclosure, yo, we shot like 100 hours of this shit talking about how dope he was. We didn't know this was going to happen. So let's put this disclaimer out here and try to kind of bury him. But we shot too much shit when we were putting him over. So, my bad. That's what that whole documentary was, by the way. That shit. Yo, but DP, I'm done talking, brother. Take it away.
I don't know why Vince came out with that statement.
Lucci.
I started watching that. I was like, when are we going to get to something juicy? Although, to your point, it was nice going down to the early 90s. Remember WrestleMania arcade game?
Oh, my God. It's so cool. So cool.
To your point, everybody had their own style, something to do. Hey, come see your best wrestler in the WWF. You got Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. That type of shit, which was pretty cool. Although, to your point, his nose being harder than concrete, that's the type of son of a bitch that he was. He told Shane McMahon to take a knife and stab him.
That's the best thing. That's the best part of the documentary. Paul Heyman does it again.
He does it again. Gives you a story that you never thought that you could hear, but he told
does it again.
In the beginning, it puts a more broad picture on how he got control of the WWF. Because essentially, I thought like he bought it right before he died, but he had it longer than I thought. Looks like he had it in the late 70s. So he bought his father out, then did this, did that. And the pioneer that he was to just, like we already knew, but just to have the visualization of where TV is going, how to get into every single household. We're going to put 80,000 people in the stadium. Not only are we going to put them in the stadium, they're going to pay to come watch something taped. It's crazy. It's crazy the forethought that he had. But other than that, I didn't learn anything different about Vince McMahon, because if you know the story, if you know the biography of Vince McMahon, you knew what time it was.
No, but shout out to the people that didn't know. We're approaching it from a different lens. So when I was telling people at work, when they were like, I don't know much about this, but I seem interested, I go, oh, that's the beauty part of this documentary. This documentary is made for a person that does not know the business. It literally was. So you can literally sit your ass down and watch this cold and make an objective, an opinion about it. And that's what I like. I don't think you need to be close to it. You know, make no mistake, allegations or no allegations. Listen, I don't know anything about any of that. I told you I'm letting the facts play out, let things roll out, and let's be real. I'm sure Vince McMahon's a piece of shit. You know, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to reflect on a documentary and learn some amazing things about this dude, man. And it was crazy. It was just crazy just to listen to some of the stuff. And yo, Shane, I ain't know, bro, you tried to take over when this dude was like 55. Oh, that's where you messed up. All you had to do is wait him out. You can't ask Vince to step aside when he's at the height of his power. Oh my God, he'd be sitting in Triple H's position right now, bro. He tried to take over when he was cooking with literally nitroglycerin.
He got his ass clean the fuck out.
It was crazy. He was cooking. It was cooking. Yo, Chef, what say you?
I agree with David's sentiment. It wasn't necessarily anything new, and it definitely was. For me, it was the video version of his autobiography that I read last summer, and so it was good to see, the added video. I guess for me, the things I learned were the things that happened in the '90s as you and I and we were under 10, so I wasn't watching him be on Donahue or
Exactly.
Geraldo, so being confrontational in these interviews with these when all these allegations would come up in the '90s, and so like that was cool to see.
Yeah.
Um, it was interesting to hear the backstories behind the storylines in the 2000s of how wild because you always think about, well, there was the Divas era and they did all these crazy matches and there was these weird and crazy storylines of freaking affairs and this and that, and then you now know that, well, a lot of this was allegedly, now I'll say allegedly, came from, some of it was his real life or
Yeah.
things that he had come across even his childhood that he hates to talk about.
Yeah.
But along the way he gave interviews with Playboy and this and that, and like I mentioned, the book talks about a lot of his upbringing, and nonchalantly will talk about how he was abused and there was some incest, and it definitely framed how he turned out. It framed how he put his family on screen and in storyline, hiding it behind kayfabe. And but it was other than that, it was awesome to just relive Screwjob, relive the '90s, relive Attitude Era, relive ruthless aggression, remembering the '80s and how all WrestleMania started and how they were trying to, actually, I did not know the Jesse Ventura of it, when I guess they tried to rally up the wrestlers and
The
create a
union is
union.
the
I didn't
union.
know that.
Ooh.
I vaguely heard about it. I didn't delve into
That's
it, but
wild.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
JMC.
Go ahead, JMC.
First and foremost, the documentary was produced and shot very well, as are most documentaries these days. Um, we'd be remiss not to mention the fact that we wouldn't have this podcast. Every single one of those talking heads on that documentary would not be on that documentary or employed or making a living, or a lucrative living for that matter, for a lot of those guys and women, if without Vince McMahon, period. So put that out there. And I find it interesting with all the allegations and all the womenizing that was taking place on screen, saying a lot of this is based on Vince's life. Well, arguably on screen, nobody had got that worse than Trish Stratus. And she's in the documentary talking about Vince like a father, and literally says he's a father to me. So it gives me cause to pause. And I was texting Evan about this. I'm like, I'm waiting for them to really bury him. And I'm on episode 4 and I haven't seen it yet. Because I think Vince is proud of everything he's done, to be honest. I think he's so, I will say, narcissistic in the fact that he's created his own reality. And I think he's so brutally honest and even proud of what he does. I don't think he cares who he offends. So I think he'd probably be proud to say, I had consensual relations with this woman, but it wasn't anything that was unconsensual. So I'm not saying I fully believe that he's innocent of that. He's probably a sexual deviant, as Evan alluded to, but arguably, I know people that have been texting me out of the woodwork that have not watched wrestling in 30 years. And they're like, this is the most interesting documentary I've ever seen. And I can't believe this is a real human being. And not to give him leeway with anything he did that's nefarious or intentionally grotesque or sexual misconduct. Like Evan said, we weren't there, but I know that he is a pioneer, a trailblazer, a creative genius. And I was surprised how sharp he was during the interview portions, considering I think we can all agree at times towards the end, he got a little bit out of touch with creativity. But again, wrestling's not for, always for 40-year-old men who have seen everything and discussed everything ad nauseum. It's for kids. It's a variety show for everyone. And, there's a different flavor of ice cream for everybody on the show. And I think Vince knows that and has his finger on the pulse of that. And just to hear the people that we admire as wrestling fans talk about him the way they do, I mean, and those that have stayed with him for years and years and years, it's hard to believe that someone like that wouldn't have the world as his oyster and really could probably get anything he wanted almost. And maybe to his detriment, he thought that he could and he took it too far. We don't know. But whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? The lawsuit itself has been stagnant. I haven't heard any developments. I mean, we rush to judgment in this country about everybody, but there's no question that we need to stop and smell the roses and give people their roses before they die. Because I mean, Vince is not a young guy, but what an amazing life he's had. And I don't mean that necessarily as a positive thing from a moral standpoint, but the contributions he made, the risks he took, and the things he saw coming in the future to be innovative with basically he created streaming on a mainstream platform before almost anybody did. And that's
way ahead of it.
That's after he basically created the pay-per-view system as we know it now, which is now antiquated, and he went to the next level. So an unbelievable businessman, a pioneer, and just a very, very interesting guy who I think was born to be a WWE superstar. I enjoyed the hell out of the documentary. I'm going to watch it again, but
yeah, Vince is so out of touch that he said Roman would be the guy. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and like
I don't know, man.
On a 3-hour show, you know, and Vince even said like his role is to make as much money for the company as possible. So if someone said, "Hey Vince, that like 2/3 of the show is going to be horrible, but it's going to do a great rating and everyone's going to love it," from a business standpoint, and the stockholders and the employees that he is responsible to make payroll every 2 weeks, that's his bottom line. So I'm sure he'd love to make everything creative and nuanced, but that's just not always what gets over either.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with what you're saying, but everyone acting like ever since Vince left, like WWE been popping. They making a whole bunch of money, but they making a whole bunch of money because of the things that Vince put in place. I go, they've been doing the Judgment Day, same shit on Monday Night Raw for the past 2 months.
I don't know what
are they doing?
has Triple H built the only thing that I see that's super innovative is some of the camera angles, but he's not the first to do that.
Nothing to do with Triple H. Nothing.
Yeah, right. So he has all the characters, the format of the show, and the basic, the basic staples of the wrestling business and production is still a Vince McMahon product. So no disrespect to Triple H, I enjoy a lot of the show.
I'm not even saying that, but I'm just like, people act like, oh, it's so much better, the creative. I go, really?
Like, got some more remixes than Lil Wayne. I'm trying to tell you.
I mean,
Weezy had mad remixes back in the mixtape days. He remixed everything. I was listening to this shit he did, Swag and Surf. I go, damn, he remixed Surf and Swag. Cheese and crack. And he bars on that too, by the way. He bars on that joint. Holy Toledo.
When I shoot my shot at Triple H, it's more or less not a shot at Triple H, but it's the
you be shooting bazookas at him lately, man.
It's more or less the people who say that he's the most innovative guy and they're doing everything. He's doing a good job, but to say that he's doing something that hasn't been done is a fucking lie.
Yeah. DP, do you guys all think that the one thing that I've noticed, and it could be Triple H, but it seems like guys like Drew McIntyre, for example, are getting more time to develop and sort of be themselves because Vince is so quick and hitting time cues and onto the formula.
I will say that that's true. That's true.
I equate. You're right. I equate Triple H essentially. He's right now what Vince was doing in the late '90s.
Yeah, he's hungry. He's new, trying to prove himself, and he's a wrestler too. So he knows what the boys and the girls want. He knows what they want to do creatively.
Bringing back ideas that have already been done before that Vince didn't want to do them anymore. He wanted to do new stuff like hanging Dom, taking my brother Chef's idea, hanging Dom over in the middle of the ring.
Y'all better stop pirating this part.
Man, I'm just telling you, they've done that before. Paul Heyman was up above the ring and threw something that just happened.
Enzo was, Jim Cornette was, Sherry was. And
everything that they said that they're bringing back to broadcast television, Saturday Night Main Event. I wonder why. It was a part of a Netflix documentary. Hell of a job, WWE. Way to tie it in. What a segue.
So I think I can wrap this up with the whole Vince thing. Vince, like all of us, like all four of us, like we are all creative in one format or another, and at the same time, we are also privy to battle all the thoughts in our heads and other ideas. Vince McMahon was just able to be uber creative on screen and in his personal life. And multiple people said it. And towards the end, the lines kind of blur of, is that Vince acting? Is that Vince being the real Vince? How much of it is Mr. McMahon and how much of it is Vince? And he was just able to, dip his toe a little bit here and there of his true self, getting to spend time on camera with beautiful women and acting out fantasies and doing things that most of us won't be able to do in our personal life without the repercussions of all the actual things that are happening now, which is lawsuits and being sued and, all the negativity of it. So he was just lucky that he was able to maximize his talent and his desires all at once.
Yeah. Well,
one more thing. Fuck Dave Meltzer.
I'm the only Dave that matters. I done said.
Oh shit!
Who's made more money from wrestling that without ever taking a bump or even actually being part of the biggest wrestling organization that ever existed? And this guy
will be like this.
and not being right most of the time.
Yeah,
I talked to somebody backstage and I heard
I'm like,
individual that was going to be there, but I'm not sure that individual is going to be there because I also talked to somebody else that told me that they weren't going to be there.
And like I said, let me tell Mr. Meltzer something that I know he's been in the game. Let me tell Mr. Meltzer something that he might not have heard because he ain't been backstage. I go, bro, they feed you stuff they want to feed you, bro. That's old. That's an old school thing. Have you ever stopped and think that that's what they might do? They might give you something to run. That's a thing that happens in the world. You know that, right?
Why Dave Meltzer's face look the same as it did 30 years ago? Old as hell. One of the worst bullets I have ever seen in my life. Dude looked like a crinkly Steven Seagal.
Try to come on this documentary, try to show his guns with them little tight ass shirts. I said, what y'all try to show them guns, boy?
That's those Ed Hockley muscles.
Yeah. He wish he was Hockley. He was Hockley.
Ed Hockley, that's a whole nother ball game.
You would not Ed Hockley. I could be like, first down, I'd be like, personal foul. Roughing the passer. I'm like, wait, that's not even the motion of personal foul.
I never seen somebody flex so hard. That boy said,
Ed Hockley busting out of this. And you listen, you want to talk about somebody that changed the game. Now, mad refs be working their arms out. You see these refs now? Some of these refs be swole up. Some of these refs be swole up. And baby Ed Hockley's reffing right now. His son's reffing. Look, it's swole up.
Oh, speaking of that, though, how about the production techniques that the NFL took from the XFL? And who created the XFL?
We don't want to talk about who invented mic'd up, who invented it.
Come on, dude. Come on. And the XFL might have been a financial failure. I get it.
Because he didn't know, because with wrestling, you can make stars. Football, you got to be good, baby.
Yeah, and that's what the criticism was. The football's bad. That was the criticism.
It wasn't the product was, but like he did that sexual stuff. But that stuff would have played if they had a bunch of he hate me's out there.
He wouldn't even have to do it if the football was good. They probably wouldn't even resorted to that to get the ratings up in the first place. Or it's Vince, so maybe they would have. But
they have a free game like they do on NFL on CBS while they're talking. Or
the only reason why no one can compete with the NFL is because of talent. It's just talent. It's not about anything else. Because when I took Heidi to the new XFL game, she could see instantly the decrease in speed and athleticism.
Yeah,
she literally felt she was watching a high school game. She was like, "What the?" I said, "Something feels off, doesn't it?" So she was like, "Evan, they're just a hair under the caliber." I go, "That's the difference right there. That's the difference. It's like watching high school track to Olympic track.
Yeah."
It's a different level. It's a different level when they out there ripping and running them sub 1000s. I'm just saying. XFL would have been just fine if they had the talent level. But why would they be in the XFL if they could be in the NFL? That's what you can make a star. You can make a John Cena. Mm-hmm. You can make a Ultimate Warrior. You can't make no damn person run no 4-2. Yeah.
Willie Beeman was a fictional character. You cannot make a Willie Beeman in
Can't
real
make
life.
a Willie Beeman. Can't make a Willie Beeman a real Billy Beeman. But listen, here we go. Listen. All right, yo. Okay.
He should have left LL Cool J ass alone in that movie.
Yeah,
I
because
shut him
right now.
down.
Because you'll get bodied. You get bodied. Yo.
That's a different Negro right there.
Look, your boy Lucci goes. Lucci goes. Listen, as someone who played collegiate football, shout out to Lucci. I didn't know that. They are levels different, man, with XFL and NFL with exclamation points. Ooh, look, Kim just goes. JBL said they fed him wrong information all the time. You see what I'm saying? They always, it's the oldest trick in the book. We feed you this so you can run with it. So we do the other thing. That's old school shit. That's old school.
JBL said, "Hey, watch this, Michael. We'll give him a story."
Woo! Listen. All right, now. Jey Uso broke through. He grabbed the brass ring. He punched through the glass ceiling. Everybody's getting all hot under the collar like this dude cured cancer. He won my favorite title. It's still ugly. Even with the Super Saiyan fusion, it's still ugly. I don't care. I don't care if the Ginyu Force, I don't care if Raditz his damn self came there and stood on top of that title. That title is still do. So, but it does not change the fact of what it represents. It represents the new Intercontinental Champion that is main event Jey Uso. It is all about moving merch, main eventing, and getting over. When you do those three things, you have to give them some gold. You have to. Braun Breaker's on the greener pastures, but at the end of the day, Jey Uso deserved to have a singles title because there was a movement. Fans got behind the movement. The merch was moving off the shelves. He won a great match, and the match was really good. He's a one-trick pony, but that was probably his best match. That probably was his best match. So credit to his dance partner. Listen, you heard what I said. Credit to Braun Breaker for making him look like $1 million. Your job when you're about to put somebody over is to make him look good, and he made him look great. He made him look great. The kickouts that Braun Breaker were doing, they were amazing. It was great. It was a hard nose. It was great. It was great. It was great. Lucci says, but what's next? Hold on, damn, Lucci, come on now. Can the paint dry?
Stealing my taglines now. What are we doing?
Yeah, he goes, as you guys would say, what's next? I go, wait a minute. The paint is not even dry. We just did the wax on, wax off on this joint. We just did this. Come on now.
You're not allowed to hit us with the and then what? That's what we're here for.
But he just hit us with it. But I'm like, hold on, hit me with it, Zoe. He said, I got you. He goes, and what? I go, wait a minute. He just won the thing. Let him cook. But hell no, damn it. You know what? I'm back on Lucci's side. Yeah, Justin. Now what? I switched it up.
You probably have a 6 month to 1 year title reign.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
And it sucks because Dragunov probably was a natural. That sucks.
Man says 6 months to a year, 6 weeks to 2 months.
Wait a minute. What?
This ain't no long reign. What y'all think this is?
Hold on. You said hold on. No, I need you on record. You can't say one or the other. Which one is it? Which number? Make a number right now. Go.
2 months.
1 year.
So nasty work. So wait, who does he lose it to?
I mean, what's nastier work was them putting the title on Braun Breaker and it just ripping it away from him. That's nastier work.
He's on the greener pastures.
The man, and hold that Jey Uso thought for a minute. I would be lying if I said, what in the hell are y'all doing? So he's a baby face now?
You knew that was coming.
Hey, y'all can't be playing with people's characters like this. Y'all gotta figure it out. Y'all gotta stick through it. There's a reason Jey Uso won the Intercontinental Championship because he stayed true to the character. And he owned it. Now, what are we doing with Braun Breaker? Is he just gonna turn on Jey Uso when Jey Uso ain't expecting it and take that title back from him in about 2 months? I think that could happen.
They've never been real consistent with Braun Breaker as a heel or babyface.
They
No.
have no idea.
They have no clue.
Got more holes in it than a waffle.
Waffles don't have holes.
They got small holes. Yeah, they do. Hey, hold up. Time out. Hold on. Hold on.
When I don't know about your waffles, my light-skinned Negro, but when I put syrup or whatever on,
it don't go through the.
It don't go through. It don't go through. It don't go through.
Stop making busted ass waffles. Make a waffle that holds.
Wait,
syrup.
what? Yo, what government cheese waffles are you getting, man?
It was funny that y'all just ruined it. It's okay. We gonna go with it.
Hey yo, chat. Hey yo, chat. Yo, Lucci, Kim. When you put syrup on a waffle, does it go through? Listen, Heidi just said they have indents. They got indents.
That's what I meant.
This is what happens when you give DPJ a live microphone.
Your life. That's what happens. Slow down, Daddy.
Oh my God.
Yo, you said Lucci said mostly going to be face because of his slogan. Yeah, you can see they're trying to make. Listen, guys. We watch wrestling. Everybody that pops on this podcast, everybody listening to this podcast. I really like y'all because y'all seem to be understanding where we go. We rarely have any pushback because I think we were kind of all like-minded as we approach it from the same perspective. Guys, if you watch the product, guys, they want Braun Breaker to be John Cena. They do. They do. They want him to be John. So they had to pivot because he was getting a little bit of heat. That's what they did with Logan Paul. They wanted Logan Paul to be a babyface. Is the second they see you get real heat, they go, oh no, we meant you should be a heel. And they do that pivot. They want Braun Breaker to be a babyface so bad. So bad.
And they want Cody Rhodes to be 2024, 25 Hulk Hogan. That type of baby.
They just because you got to think about it. Everyone I told you they always bail and they go heel, and it's so easy.
Watching the doc, just like that Hogan part of it all, just like boom, I see it all over again with Cody Rhodes. I get it.
Kim says you were treating your waffles like waffle fries. Because there are some holes in the waffle fries.
Yeah, I didn't say it came out of a toaster. I told y'all ruined it.
First of all, why are you trying to make waffles in a pan? Just go get the waffle maker. No,
why don't you get the waffle maker, man? Damn, make your batter.
I got Lego.
You talking about Eggos?
Bro, you think I'm crazy?
Real talk though, Chef. Hold on, yeah. Wait a minute. Now I'm back on DPJ. Hold on, Chef. This bougie ass. Who the hell got time to make waffle mix? We ain't got time for that shit.
Strawberries. He sprinkled a little powdered sugar over top.
Guys, it's so simple.
On that bitch,
you don't need an egg.
He really does do that.
Yeah, you just need water and vanilla. You don't need much.
Hey, instant. Poach your eggs every day too, same with some holiday sauce.
Oh damn! He said you poach your eggs. That's nasty. Word. Damn, he ain't that bougie. Egg poacher
on Saturdays and Sundays, my guy. I don't do that at home. That's brunch.
What's your favorite egg? What's your favorite egg? Yo, DP, what's your favorite egg? Go. What'd you say?
Omelet.
Ooh, omelet. I like that. What about you, Chef?
Cheese eggs.
Ooh. Yeah, mine's just good old fashioned scramble. Yeah, a little salt and pepper. What about you, JMC?
All egg concoctions work for me, but I'll just go scrambled in a pinch. But they're all
just quick,
Scramble with the fake American cheese.
No question about that.
You know what I'm saying?
There's none of these can be argued. Kim says over easy. Ooh, yeah.
But scrambled with like the Kraft single, which has like no real ingredients in it whatsoever. It's probably made out of
we don't give a shit.
Undefeated. All types of eggs. I don't discriminate against those eggs. No, love them.
Yeah, eggs are eggs. Listen, shout out to
talking about.
Talking about eggs, goddammit. But listen, shout out to Jey Uso breaking through the now what, Lucci? I'm not sure, brother.
Don't you need Jay to have that title so Jacob Fatu can win the U.S. title, and then somehow when the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes team up to fight the new Bloodline, they all have gold and shit like that?
No, what I need them to do is get Cody away from the Bloodline forever.
Well, I know, but like that's what he said, and in the same episode they're teaming up. So I'm losing faith in that. Wouldn't War Games make sense with all them one last time, one battle to? I don't know. I don't want that, but I don't mind War Games Bloodline if Roman brings people back. I don't know.
If that's the end, but it won't be. But shout out, listen, Fatu's gonna get gold sooner or later. Sooner, of course. Like I said, but listen, I want to give Jay his bouquet, his well-deserved bouquet. It's tough to win singles gold when you've been literally a tag team since you came out of the womb. You find a way to get over. You find a way to connect with the audience. It doesn't matter if I agree with how. Doesn't matter if you use the word that you use wrong and incorrectly and it's dumb as shit. Whatever connects. I like when Chef says it. That's all I care about.
Me too.
That's the only thing that matters. Like I don't even like the way Jay says it. But if Jay said it like Chef, I'd be on the yeet train. Easy. But when he said knock the yeet out of you, I was like, I never want him to win anything ever.
He said, I'm going to give you a yeet down. What the hell is a yeet?
What are you talking about?
But you want people to say, yeet. Come on, man. But hey, congratulations, Jey Uso. Because, man, when you get over, when you main event, when you move that merch, you need to go to the top of the food chain.
I mean,
damn right.
you notice they even double down with the UFC themed black and gold Yeet T-shirt, like when the UFC champ wears gold.
Smart. Yes. It's smart, bro.
Also, I think this is a trial run to see if he could use the world title in the future. So they're going to see if he's putting asses in seats as Intercontinental.
You're right. Litmus test. You're absolutely right. I told you that. I think they forever missed their moment. They had a window. They had a nice little window, a re-entry window that you do when you're in space. You know what I mean? When you miss that damn thing, sometimes that shit don't open up and your ass just float out there. So they had it, that little mini window. You could have took it. You could have took it off Ro. You could have took it off Slow Bop. You could have. Everyone was there for it. They were there for it. And I think the crowd would have been like, holy shit. I don't care if you got it back the next day. There was that moment. Can they get to that moment where people have that much belief and that much faith? There
was a moment in time to where
there was a moment right on the cusp.
Country, everybody would have said Jey Uso.
Yep. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Listen, let me transition, man. I was reading this. I read this Darby Allin quote. And listen, I typically don't come on and talk about no Darby Allin because I don't know, he's diet Jeff Hardy to me. So you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So like it's one of those things. Like I guess he's better for you because that's what I drink. I drink diet, but doesn't mean I don't want a Coke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I drink sugar free, but I still want a regular old Coke. I just can't have them anymore. So I guess in that regard, I'm gonna give him his bouquet.
But I think Jeff Hardy wants Coke too.
Yeah, he wants all sorts of Coke. But
Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy are two of the nicest human beings of all time, and they've met my stepson, and my God, man, they met Evan's brother, didn't they? So
yeah,
two of the nicest human beings ever. Sorry, Jeff.
But you just called him a cokehead, man.
Well, hey, if I called him how I sees him, not anymore. Not anymore.
Let the history be known. I mean, you can Google search Jeff Hardy.
Listen,
participation.
I swear to God. Listen, Darby Allin compared WWE to Taylor Swift, and now check it out. This is why headlines are great because they grab you. That one grabbed me. I said, but I'll click on that. I don't just go by headlines. I got to give the young man some context. And he says. Darby Allin compares WWE to Taylor Swift, saying like that WWE is the Taylor Swift. He goes, and they're more like, and AEW is more like Slayer. Now,
awful comparison.
He goes, yeah. These are my problems with weird comparisons. First of all, Darby, not everybody knows who Slayer is. That's first of all. That's first and foremost. That's a very nuanced band, very popular band. But Slayer,
very niche.
But they're very, very niche. Taylor Swift, He goes, but Evan, that might be his point. I go, no. I'm talking about you missed. People don't know your comparison. You know what I mean? Like your comparison makes sense, but people don't know your reference is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's not a person that's listening to this podcast, not a person that heard that, but they didn't have to go Google a Slayer song. Like, seriously. Like, just because you listen to Slayer while you're on your little fucking skateboard doesn't mean everybody else does.
Didn't or Butthead have a Slayer shirt? That's like the only reason I know.
Yeah, let's think about that. Good God, it's like 1990. What?
Evan, you're a bit of a music historian, and I know like all of us are in a way, but like I don't know one Slayer song by title.
Who gives a shit about Slayer?
No one. And Darby Allin's like 30. How the fuck does he even know who they are?
If you want to talk about metal and shit, I'm a Korn guy. I'm a System of a Down guy. That's who I rock with. You know, that's me personally. I'm a Rage Against the Machine guy. That's me right there. If you want to go there, but listen, but I'm not trying to, Darby, I'm sorry. It's not what this was about.
You can't even say Slipknot. You're going to say Slipknot.
Didn't say 9 Inch Nails, but listen. Didn't say Rob Zombie. Didn't say Drowning Pool. Didn't say Non-Point. Oh, I can go there, Darby Allin. Hell you dealing with? But listen, that's not what this is about. I said, let's keep it in context here. Does he have a point? Not about the band reference. I don't like the Taylor Swift comparison to WWE though. I don't think I like that. I don't know if I like that. Because it kind of was like a diss. But not a diss, but was a diss. But give me just your thoughts on that comparison, because let's strip away the band name that nobody knows. He's trying to say WWE is more mainstream and bubblegummy and Disney, and AEW is the grittier, more hardcore genre. That's what he was trying to say, but in terrible English. But DP, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you don't agree, do you have a better comparison? What say you?
If I would have been Darby Allin, he could have easily said, well, let me bring you to 2024. If WWE's Drake, we're Kendrick Lamar.
There you go. See how easy that was?
We have
so easy.
Heads to us. We have the individuals with us, with the youth that they're talking about. We're bringing them in, and we're going to the number one spot. That's where we're going. And if you like Drake, of course you're gonna like Drake. They have a long catalog. They've been around for a long time. Go back and listen to that old shit. Go back and watch WWE Network. But if you want that newness, that new hotness, come watch AEW. That's all you had to do. Who in the hell is listening to Slayer in 2024? And then you're going to compare yourself as Slayer to Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift. So you mean to tell me on the scale of 1 to 10, they're 1 million and you're a 1? That's a comparison for Taylor Swift to Slayer. I'm being dead ass honest.
Dead ass.
I've never heard a Slayer song on the radio.
And you won't.
I won't. I don't go out, and I don't, because the wonderful thing about being biracial is you get to hang with multiple people. I don't go out and hang up with my white friends. We listening to Slayer. I've listened to some Avenged Sevenfold. I've listened to some.
Shit! Shit!
Avenged
Sevenfold. What about Crossfade?
Yeah, hey man, let's not go there. But that's
come on. What else? No, keep cooking. What else you got? What up? Blink 182.
Red jumpsuit apparatus.
Good Charlotte.
Offspring.
Hey, yeah.
Sum 41. Where you at? Show me your white side, DPJR.
Hey, I'm just saying, we can go. You know, that don't
Put on some good Disturbed or something.
Yeah. What up?
It's been a while.
Man. But
let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Man, bro, I was just listening to Pantera before I came in. Nor is there. That's neither here. What do you say? Look, you can't put yourself at the bottom of a totem pole, and you're putting your competition at the top. Then what in the fuck are you doing on national television for? What perception are you giving us of what you think of your company at the end of the day? Because if you want to make that comparison to being gritty, you have to elevate your brand, and you have to
say Metallica. You gotta say Metallica.
Metallica. Metallica, that'd be fine. Everybody, oh, okay. You know what? If they're Taylor Swift, we're Linkin Park. Everybody like, oh, I get it. Make it click. Or they could have said, hell, we're Pink. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. We're an alternative version. But at the end of the day, if you're going to give us some niche comparison to where we don't really even give a damn about who you're talking about, that comment is just going to get negative play. Unless you're in AEW, Mark, and you love Slayer and all this other stuff. You're like, no, that's the perfect comparison. And that is the reason you're in the position that you're in.
DP, I mean, Chef, you got any thoughts on this? I just thought it was an interesting quote because I think he lost people with the selection of his group. But if, like, you know, when his analogy for AEW, I thought it might have missed the mark. Taylor Swift's internationally known. She's hotter than fish grease right now. And I thought it's like he said something and then he had it and then he said Slayer. I was like, oh, Slayer.
I mean, even saying Taylor Swift is insinuating that it's overhyped, really long show, and there's a lot of stage and a lot of pomp and circumstance and a lot of frills, but there's no.
I was gonna say, is that an AEW pay-per-view?
Well, right. So it's weird that he said Taylor because he's basically saying that it's a big stage production, but there's nothing real behind it, and that in some way, shape, or form, it's not as authentic or it's not whatever. So I get where he was going. It fell short. It missed the mark. I wouldn't have known about it otherwise because it was coming from him. And, you know, obviously he was saying it to get clicks. So it got enough people that it made some sort of news, but I don't know. It didn't hit for me.
Yeah. What about you, Jay?
Just every time an AEW guy gets on a platform to actually promote themselves, they can't do it without bringing up WWE.
That's what Kim said, but that's what Kim just said. Kim just goes, why can't they just put their stuff over? That's what Kim just said.
How hard is it to say, you know, there's other companies out there, we're the alternative to that. So if you're tired of seeing the same recycled garbage every week that you've seen for the last 30 years, we bring something innovative to the table and you never know what you're going to see on AEW. Conveniently available for you on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. But, like, I mean, even if you are going to make a WWE comparison, like, that is not the proper verbiage to use. Like, and that's probably that is a metaphor for all of AEW. You just don't understand, like, the audience. Like, you understand your niche people that are going to watch week in and week out no matter what, and that's a few 100,000, and that's the reason that your ratings have been declining since the first episode. And, you know, if your goal is just to put on, I guess, good matches. I don't necessarily think every Darby Allin match is great, but like stunt shows, things like that, if that's your goal and to appeal to a small vocal minority of fans, okay, fine. That's exactly what Slayer is. And that's why they're not invited to award shows. That's why they don't headline any major events. That's why they don't sell out tours. Taylor Swift's tour not only sold out, but then the movie of the tour sold 1 billion tickets or something stupid. And Taylor Swift's one of the only celebrities, and my nieces will attest to this, that you can Taylor could literally say, hey, go drink poison, and her fans might actually do it. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's I think Taylor's a pretty good role model for young women. She doesn't really do anything crazy. She's good to her fans. I mean, not my cup of tea musically, but it's not for me. So it's just another swing and a miss by an AEW guy. And I guarantee everyone in the locker room and Tony probably thought it was awesome, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be invested in the product anyway. So yeah, poor form.
You know you big time when they show you about as much as they show Pat Mahomes in the NFL game.
Big facts. That's what people don't understand. Like, you gotta stop doing the Taylor Swift shade. It always rings hollow because she's a global juggernaut. She's like Thanos. Like, you guys got to stop. You sound crazy. Like, well, I don't like her music, but that's not your argument you're making. You're trying to act like she's not where she is for a reason. That's dumb. She's commercially successful. She makes music that people like, and she's global. You don't have to like it, guys. Learn to love it. Learn to live with it. Diamonds are forever, and so is Taylor Swift. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over, guys.
AEW's biggest problem.
Yeah.
They don't put right people in front of a microphone.
Talk about it.
They don't. I'm like,
say that again. Say that again, DP. I missed that. Say that one more time, homie.
Put the right people in front of a microphone.
Bars.
What I mean by that is anytime somebody is in front of the press, they're not really clean cut enough to be able to submit a promo or an interview the likes of what Cody Rhodes would do when he was with AEW. Hell, CM Punk would do when he was with AEW. Even a Jey.
For a moment.
For a moment, she would be able. Her and Bianca were at the same. NASCAR.
No, I'm talking about CM Punk. He was buttoned up till he wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. But if they wouldn't hit that, look how he's acting in the WWE.
Yo, listen, DP. To your point, not to cut you, but to your point, seriously, bro. All jokes aside, like this is not an opinion. This is fucking fact. Seriously, the WWE, they literally have people that prep them on interviews. That's another thing that's a real thing in media. When you're in a position, when you're on TV and you're influential and you have power over people, like they get prepped and coached on how to respond. It may be stale for some people, but that's why they don't get caught with their pants down. See what I'm saying? Like that's why. Oh, this is all the WWE keeps it kayfabe, guys, but they never get caught with their pants down. They never get caught on a podcast. They never get caught on a football field saying Tony Khan lets me do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
swerve. There's not a WWE person on earth that will get caught saying that.
That dude announced that they're going to Fox. Like what? You just announced the TV deal. You said
you did the press release.
Yes, we're gonna be on TNT. We even got Fox too. They left. We're gonna be on Fox.
You got Flash Garment's extremely unattractive ass co-signing too. Keep him away from the television screen. He's a very unattractive Negro.
And on Wednesday, there is a major announcement to be announced. I wonder what
G Willikers.
And it's actually would have been a relatively decent announcement compared to the ones they usually have, which are nothing. But now that's ruined. But
I'm
also
just saying there's something about media training is what I'm trying to say. That's a thing, guys.
Dude, look at the three of the most prominent talkers in the business. Cody, obviously. CM Punk, whether you like him or not, yes. And now in NXT, who's a champion that gets the most mic time? Is it not Ethan Page? Where did he just come from? What are you guys doing? How do you not see this? And the guys that WWE sent over there are worse. And I don't even know if Adam Cole's still alive.
Check his Twitch. Chubb's always pulling up.
He's going, I'm on right now. Like we know. Britt Baker's not there though.
Oh damn! Nasty work. Nasty work.
Saw me get ready for it. I just lived it up.
Yo, Kim Wright. Should they get featured endeavored? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It pisses off. Listen, media loves AEW because they know they can ask them anything and they'll answer it. They'll say whatever and they'll get a rise out of them. Put it like this: what Jade Cargill do? The best shit I've ever seen her do. I'm tired of talking about AEW. Shut it. Yeah, I'm done. So now when that goes viral, people gonna be terrified to ask about AEW because she gonna cook them. So she just nipped that in the bud. This is called being buttoned up, being polished, and sticking to the company that you work for. Coke does not talk about Pepsi. They used to, and that shit wasn't helping them. Stop talking about your competitor. Do you, boo-boo?
I love Drake, but he talked about Kendrick Lamar. Look who
too much.
The longest number one hit.
Well, that's why he's hiding out in the Shire right now, in that little hobbit hole. That's why. He hiding out.
Sometimes you shouldn't reach down to your competition. Sometimes you're going to bring them to a place where you don't want them to be.
Listen, man. We had almost Slow Bop making an appearance. Slow Bop, Cody Rhodes, nice little piece they shot. They said Paulie Goatman Heyman, they said he directed it. I guess he's Martin Scorsese now. He's only doing a couple like that ain't like he was. He was like he was, how much directing we doing here? Like, I was like, hold on, guys. Well, Yeah, all right. it was a lot of Cody and Roman, but I guess we gotta give credit where credit's due. Y'all know I
A
love
lot of
Paul.
cars driving. There was about 4 minutes of cars driving.
With all due respect, who you directed it, but who the hell edited it? Because that's who the real hero of this piece is, the editor.
Directing. Yeah, I mean, you know the 7 already, but directing could also mean, is he the director of photography? Is he directing the actors, how to deliver things? I mean, it's vague. I mean, who better, though, to make sure that even if Roman and Cody hit it out of the park on their own, who better to have there than Paul? And by the way, did you guys notice that Paul was like right off camera for the whole Vince documentary the whole time?
The whole time he was in the documentary.
Vince knows how talented that motherfucker is. I mean, he plucked him. He financed ECW, and he was like, I like the guy who was in charge over there.
So you don't hear Vince say a bad word about Paul
because he told him to put him in the ring and cook him. He goes, make me some money.
Yeah,
and that's when Paul hit the best promo against Vince McMahon ever. Is Paul Heyman?
And Vince didn't even really say much back
because he didn't care to.
Vince never. Hey, they said that dude never sold ever, never sold.
Listen, man, nice piece, great piece. I told you I'm already done. I'm already done with Cody and Roman. I'm done. I was done at WrestleMania in Philly. I'm done. I'm done with it. This is nothing personal against Roman Reigns. It's nothing personal against Cody Rhodes. It was a great piece, but it's produced. It's produced well. You can stand out there all day and make sure you get that. It was great. It was great. They have that piece was to make people realize, why the hell are they tagging? That's what that piece was for. That piece was trying to explain, why the hell were they tagging for? Did it do a good enough job? Maybe it did its job. It did what it needed to do to show people like why they're tagging for the commonality, the common good. Cody Rhodes was really done. It was really polished. Roman does what he does. Listen, we don't need to talk about Roman anymore. Roman Reigns is going to Hollywood one of these days, whether he knows it or not. It's a wrap. He got it. He got the it factor. He knows how to deliver lines. He knows how to deliver nuance. His cadence is on. His micro expressions. Every single thing you can think about, he has no business being that good at acting. He's a fucking wrestler. So I'm not surprised by the piece. I'm just tired of seeing Cody and Roman. Tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I just hope Bad Blood's it. I hope. Is it going to be it? No. Chef would say, yo, Jesus.
What did they say? Paul Heyman quoted it a few years ago at this point and said they were in the 4th inning. Brother, they are just now in the 7th inning stretch. They're going to stretch this for all it's worth. You still have to get Roman Rock. You still have to get Cody Rock. You still have to get Roman Jacob. You still have to get Jacob Turner. You still have to get Jacob turning on Solo. You still have to get all of these matches. You got to get Jimmy back. You got to get Paul back. This ain't
you got to get Jay back.
Jay gonna come back over. They gonna go to Netflix. They gonna all be on one show. It's not over. Put them together.
Keep them together.
You know what time it is.
Yo, Kim with a bar. Kim with a bar. Kim just goes, if Vince was there, they'd be complaining. I go, ooh,
you
Kim.
Damn right.
Kim with the hot take. If Vince was doing this, they shoving Roman down our throat, yo. I'm like, okay. Interesting, Kim. Kim, let me find out you're a female talking about Vince in positive light. Is that you? Ollie Oxenfree. You sure you okay? Are you allowed to do that?
Not these days.
I'm just saying. Kim's over here she let that have been old Vinnie Mac.
Roman Reigns is still.
Did Cody come across as kind of heelish in that?
No, will you shut up? No.
He's trying to push this narrative.
I am sick and tired of this. I'm sick of you.
Other shows are starting to talk about it now.
Stop. Listen, this is what I'm saying. This what's pissing me off is you can't say something for 15 months and then when it happens, you were right.
Yeah, that's the Tom Brady.
See, that's nasty work. That's nasty work. You can't go, he's turning heel, and then when I'm 49, he turns heel like, I told you.
Yeah. Tom Brady's falling off the cliff.
Yeah, for real.
He's not turning heel for the foreseeable future.
If you want to talk about merch sales, his sales are as high as they ever were. So,
David, I swear to God, I will not come on this podcast if he turns heel. Like of Bad Blood, I will not. I will be off the text because I don't want to hear your mouth. Sweet God.
I would just want to check. Then I'd be like, "Come on, guys."
I will be like, "Oh my God, they did it."
If he turns heel on Saturday, David Perry Jr. is going to be on the Jason Tatum.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I know, yo. Listen, I will be sick. I will be sick.
Saturday. No. It'll happen in 2025, though.
Wait, hold on. Oh,
you can't do it at Bad Blood because look. I didn't.
2025.
Well, you got to make the time. When are they going to do a Survivor Series? Is Cody?
I'm just trying to say 2025. When?
Before WrestleMania.
Oh, now that right there, that's feet to fire right there. Now that was bold. So he, interesting. Now
but he can't be against the final boss.
He can't be a heel against the final boss.
No, but that there has to be a linchpin for. So, all right, it's either going to go one or two ways. Well, Paul's going to go with Cody or Paul's going to go with The Rock. Paul's not staying with Roman. It's going one of two ways.
Oh, you picturing the Paul Heyman special?
Yes, it's got it, and I think it would, but I just think for the interesting part of Cody and the benefit Roman Reigns as a babyface and to elevate him into Hollywood. If you turn Cody Rhodes heel, it would be beneficial to him. You can't have them both babyface. You got to make a choice. Who is gonna be that guy? I think it's gonna be Roman. It's
fair. Babyface Roman's on the table. They even switched his music to babyface. It's not like you're way off, bro, because they already said they're laying some groundwork. I for some reason I just don't, and I'm not joking. No, my only logic behind him not turning heel is literally the merch sales, like for real, like for real. Like he's selling so much merch to kids that I don't think they have the guts to pull the trigger. And dude, I could be wrong because think about it. I'm only basing my logic around merch. I'm not basing it on story. I'm not basing it on writing. I'm basing it on that dude is selling so much merch to kids as a babyface that they wouldn't do it.
But even in that video, he's like, I told you this was going to happen and that was going to happen and you're going to come back here or you're going to need.
Why you doing his voice like that? You know he ain't do it like that.
I need your word.
Now you sound like Vince. Oh, what you doing right now?
That's how
I am so sick of this Negro on this podcast.
I exaggerate. That's what he said. You're in my way of life, pal.
Yeah, Kim make a good point. Kim made a great point. Kim said Roman sold merch as they heal. But Kim, yeah, that's a good point. But I'm talking about Cody selling so much to kids as a babyface is what I'm trying to say.
He sold the kids as a baby. Romo sold to everybody.
And it took 3 years to get to that new bloodline.
That's what I'm trying to say. Let's keep it a buck now. Like I'm just saying, like, guys, I told you that weekend of WrestleMania 41 in Philly, Cody sold $1 million in merch.
Man,
that is insane.
That was not
insane.
But when that acknowledgement came out, everybody was in the acknowledgement shirt.
Yeah, but it took him a little bit. It took him a little bit. Remember when he first said acknowledge me? They're like, kiss my ass, and then he kept saying it.
You're right.
Listen, but Kim she make a good point. She goes, he did. Listen, Roman was the number one merch seller as a heel. He was the number one merch seller as a heel.
Has he not said? I mean,
that got to be the record too. That got to be the heel merch record though, for real. That got to be the heel merch record.
I would be shocked if you told me a record Roman Reigns did not break at this point.
Yeah. Listen. Remember y'all started? I did the for your life, man. Yeah. We did a DP. We did a chef. I'll probably do Jay's. For your life segment. Give a perfect scenario for two wrestlers, one stipulation, one announcer, one title, one venue, two commentators to make the perfect moment. I call it for your life. I let these fellas go. They both had Bruce Wayne prep time. And they delivered.
Like you didn't. I believe in you.
They delivered to some great stuff. And I was very impressed with both of these fine gentlemen's takes. So I had to try to try to even get close to theirs because it was too good, too damn good.
See, here's the problem. You didn't have
Too
so
good.
much time that you're out here like Tony Stark when he came up with Ultron. Like you trying to come up with a way to save the world, and you didn't came up with a super AI, and he about to take everybody out.
Take everybody out. Too much time. Too much prep time.
The great thing about Chef and I's list is they were both outstanding, but completely different.
Completely different. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. So for my life, I got Roman Reigns versus Vincent Kennedy McMahon in a Hell in a Cell. Paul Heyman and Jim Ross on commentary.
Okay.
The Fink announcing for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Sphere, brother.
Yeah.
That's what I have. Can you picture the promos? Can you picture the promo with Vince McMahon saying, I made you who you are. And this is Vince coming back after allegations.
Oh, damn.
Oh my God.
All right, bro. After allegations, Roman Reigns is like, I've done it all. I've beaten the final boss. I've beaten Cody Rhodes. He goes, there's not nobody that could take me out. He's like, no chance. That's what you got. And tell me that would not be the biggest pop in history. In history.
The history of history. What you mean? I'm talking.
And everyone's like, and it gets even better. He comes down, right? He comes down, and they're like, why? First of all, it's Vince. What the hell? How the hell you get back? And then you think he's gonna bring somebody out, and he's like, I challenge you, Roman Reigns. Of course he's not going over. Of course he's not going over.
Hey, bro, seeing that stunner again in the documentary is worth sitting down.
No, but think about it. Yeah, he comes out with the Santa, right? Old as shit, right? No, but he brings out Stephanie. He brings out his son. He brings out, he brings out all the goons to try to take, I was like, we're going fantasy booking. Let's do Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns for the undisputed title. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, man.
He gonna have Little Nature's the ref.
Yeah. Little Nature's
is the racist man himself coming down, bro?
Listen. As long as he comes out, I am really. As long as he comes down to that, we good.
Get back versus Roman Reigns, brother. I'd love to get in there with him. Oh yeah, he's a draw, brother.
Yeah, no shit. To this day, the only reason why he didn't go over on Rock is Vince was being petty, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it, baby.
Best match in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, I had to do that, man. Of course, it's babyface Roman because I think the greatest heel in professional wrestling is Vincent McMahon. So, for better or for worse, he's the best heel I've ever seen. So, yeah, give me that. But before we wrap this thing up, is there a recipe out there? Is there a recipe in these streets?
Oh, I mean, I'm not surprised with what happened at the end of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
So I don't have a recipe for that per se. Always good to have Seth back. You know, no matter what he's doing in the show, a healthy, upright Seth Rollins is wonderful. Which is odd because he's literally been doing press tour spots and showing up at different NFL football games.
What the hell is he doing? Do you know what he's doing? What's he doing?
He's a major Bears fan. I think he just went to LA because they were playing the Bears. I think that's
I know he's a Bears guy. He's a Bears
mark. Here's the thing, though. He was at the Ravens Buffalo game.
That's what I'm trying to say. He was in Baltimore. I was like, what the hell is he doing in Baltimore?
On Sunday night. He was on the Sunday night game.
I go, why is he in Baltimore?
Promoting the Ravens. Like,
So what do you think he's doing? What do you think he's doing?
If I could take a guess, I don't know. That is a great. It's throwing me off because it's one thing if it's NBC and WWE. Okay, cool. But like he's at non-Bears games. He's all over the place now. So I don't know what this press thing is, but I just wanted to make a little note because I haven't spoken his name in a while. So I just want to shout out to Seth. You know, he out here doing stuff. That's cool. Recipe wise, you know what? I think not that many people are going to talk about it, but I'd like to highlight how well Xavier Woods is doing, being a frustrated partner with Kofi Kingston. And I know, I would pop. They will not pull the trigger with Kofi being the bad guy, and I can just see Xavier as a great heel, as a new wrinkle to what he's doing. And he can be the accidental heel, and they could just roll with this where every week he goes out there and he's accidentally doing stuff that's messing up either Kofi or himself or the tag team. And it's a great way for him to not be a full heel, but to just be a disgruntled, frustrated, tired of losing, tired of not getting a shot, tired of being overlooked. And they can just roll with this in a way where it can be beneficial to everyone, because on his own, it would not be as just a singles competitor. It wouldn't probably move the needle, but as this storyline, because it obviously didn't work with our guy down here in my bottom right hand, his favorite wrestler. That storyline was just not going to work with the Testament versus New Day. So I appreciate that they're expanding it to where Kofi and Xavier are just going through stuff, and the fact that they are working through the fact that the third member got thrown out, and they're already talking about Big E's name. They need to bring Big E in, even if he can't wrestle, as like a mediator, couples counseling, do therapy, whatever. Like I feel like needs to be the next steps for what this is and what they're doing with the New Day, and so that it's not an outright breakup, but you just constantly see Xavier just at a breaking point, right? You know what I mean?
I can dig it. Xavier's on record, he never wanted to break up the New Day ever. So the fact that he's there right now and getting to that position is how you know he's willing to do something for the art. So I got to give him that.
They could swerve us and turn them both.
Big facts. I would like that because that would kind of go with what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they turn together, they're still not broken up. You know what I mean? It'd be dope if Big E came back and they just beat the brakes off him. That'd be dope. No one would see that coming.
I was gonna say he might Xavier, if he hits Kofi and Big E's like, "What are you doing?" and he hits Big E in the neck or something.
In the neck. Ooh, that's how you get heat.
Yeah.
Xavier. That's the way to get him to the next level.
The most undeserving King of Ring champion of all time. All right.
What about King? What about Mabel?
I put Mabel. Mabel's King of the Ring. Oh, hell.
Shout out to Mabel.
At least because Mabel didn't go on social media and campaign for that shit. Fergalicious got robbed.
Well, if you think about it, if not for the curtain call in '96, you may not get Stone Cold Steve Austin's run.
Ooh, look at me. I like how we just know wrestling. Ain't that a bitch? Talking about curtain calls and shit.
Speaking of Triple H, I want to know.
Oh, shit.
I want to know what type of dirt Karrion Kross has on Triple H to be put in these positions, because his ass doesn't deserve to be on TV.
Oh my God, yo, Trips, I don't know what you did to got on. What have you done to get on DP's radar? Listen, did Triple H take your wife out on a date?
No, absolutely not. No,
okay.
No. Triple H does a good job, but he is not as innovative as people would like it.
Yo, fuck your innovation.
He just recycles Vince's thoughts, which is good. Hey, that's a smart
But they say it's good. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Hey, man, it's good for the environment. It's reducing holes in the ozone layer. So it works for the WWE. Yes, sir.
Yo, stop recycling that shit. Yo, what's the night at the opera, man? Like, get the hell out of here.
Speaking of which, I alluded to this. It's not a long one, but I alluded to this in the chat. I like a lot the fact that Ricochet is showing edge in AEW. I think he's showing
what now?
A little bit of edge. He's showing more personality in these last promos, because I think he starts. Hey, man, look, Ricochet
is he though?
He was at a 0 in WWE. He's at a 0.7 now.
There we go, 1.7. But it's let me get there. And then you putting him against Will Ospreay is a match made in heaven. But if you do it
They
right,
couldn't wait to do that. That's the problem.
They didn't wait to do that. They sure didn't.
no, but if you put him with Don Callis and you turn him,
Who?
hey,
Don Cheadle?
I think there's a chance. There's a chance that he could be in the family and replace Will Ospreay, because how is he going to be heel? How does that leave? I mean, Kyle Fletcher hasn't turned on Will Ospreay.
This
yet.
optimism from this young whippersnapper over here is beautiful.
If they do it right, if I had the pencil, I would book Ricochet into being the one to retire the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
It's a good thing you don't need a pencil. They use invisible ink.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, or a computer. But that's what they should do, because that would put an elevation.
I am sick.
That would put elevation to a character, and it would make him go dark, because there's too many baby faces in AEW for him to overtake to get to the top. If you put a little edge, put a little darkness in his character, he can elevate and be a world champion in AEW, and he can end Bryan Danielson's career.
DBJR, everything you're saying is very optimistic, and it's very lovely. Do you want? Because I'm a person that thinks like that. Bryan Danielson, I think he's okay. People are like, I don't know where this narrative started. I think propaganda is a very powerful tool.
It is very powerful.
I just don't know where this narrative came. Like he's the greatest wrestler. That shit weird to me. I
never hear that come out of my mouth.
That shit is so weird. I go, who started that shit? He's very talented. But what the fuck?
List, that's a matter of
shit is weird. I don't know. That's just weird. But what I'm trying to say is this: do you really want his last match to be against Ricochet? Ever?
Is it gonna be against Moxley? I don't think so. So yeah, I could see it being against someone as talented as Ricochet. Ricochet is.
Think about the promos leading up to it, though. Think about it.
I don't want to.
Yeah, but aside from a few individuals in AEW, that's what the promo level is anyway.
No. I'm talking about one person in specific. I do not want Bryan Danielson to have to trade promos. But it would be the only right answer is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. That's the only right answer.
But if he's in the family, it could be versus Don Callis.
If I was next to you, I would roundhouse kick you like Jason David Frank. I would. If Ricochet retires Bryan Danielson, I will literally. I don't know what I'll do. I will jump in the Susquehanna, which is the river here in Pennsylvania. I will just jump in it and just start doing a backstroke.
Hey, if it happens, I'll jump in the Mississippi and do a backstroke right along with you, baby. It's like he's like off the wall, but it's just something. It's again, there's only a certain amount of individuals that can actually have the clout and who would benefit from this, like a Swerve Strickland might.
You're right, because it's supposed to be a benefit. You're right. It's supposed to be a benefit.
Yeah. Don't want it to deteriorate the moment, and I think it would be beneficial for Ricochet. So why not try to give AEW a little sneak peek on how to get somewhere with somebody you bring over and make him a world champion?
Kim said he needs a manager. That's to me. That's where the Don Callis thing comes into play.
Yeah, see, you pick it up.
Before we end this show, any of you guys care to comment on this ludicrous pipe dream? This absolutely absurd notion that Ricochet could retire the American Dragon.
Serious sounds asinine.
His logic's not wrong. MJF.
Oh no, this ain't got nothing to do with DP.
Yeah, no, I understand why you'd say like a young upstart, a good-looking guy, athletic, has all the tools, and then some. But then, like MJF's the correct answer, but does he even need it? Because he's like one of the only guys who's made in AEW.
He doesn't need it, Jay. But I'm talking about like when you read your resume at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Ricochet would. Let's put it this way: Ricochet would have, even with Don Callis, he would have to do the best work of his life from a character standpoint to even have it be fathomable, but I mean, I don't mind that. But
like everyone talks shit. Yo, everyone talks shit about when I say Eli Manning's the first ballot Hall of Famer. They always laugh, right? Then they go, yo, who did he beat? And then I'm like, Tom Brady. They're like, oh shit.
Twice.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Is like when you go down the bottom of Eli's resume, it says Tom Brady. You go at the bottom of Brian Dane's resume, it's like Ricochet.
And yeah,
who's his Tom Brady?
I don't.
MJF.
It's.
Well, would you listen? I'm not trying to be funny here at all. I'm just I try. Listen, I do this podcast because it actually makes me laugh. That's why we do this shit. But like, would you be mad? I know it doesn't make sense, but would you be mad if Christian retired him?
No. Because
would you be mad, Justin? Would you be mad?
No.
As long as it comes with a good story, and then whoever beats Christian ultimately gets that rub anyway, if you continue to heat, which they don't ever do. So
yeah, I know it'd be unprecedented because he's older, but what if he did? Because you know the storyline, the build, the promos.
But then see that, then if you make Christian the best heel he's ever been with the title, then if Will Ospreay or babyface Ricochet beats Christian, that's not as offensive to wrestling historians, and it's believable. And then he gets the rub from the retirement and he beat the guy who beat the guy. So that's not bad. They won't do it, but it's not bad.
They won't do that.
In return, folks. Why? See, Darby Allin said that shit to take away from the fact that his dumb ass lost his title shot. I know he said what he said because I see you, Darby Allin. That's hilarious.
Got him.
Why is AEW always playing with that, man?
I don't know why why in wrestling does that trope exist? They're like, put your title shot on the line. They're like, that's why
EC3 shit ever.
Best thing EC3 ever did. Like, some guy was like, in TNA, he's like, put your title up on the line tonight. And EC3 was like, no.
Yeah. Shout out Trick Williams.
No, listen. Okay, shout out to Trick. Shout out to Trick getting over, brother. Ethan Page. That's what he was there for. He was here to prop up the young man. The young man finally achieved his dreams. NXT is the equivalent of the world title at WWE, so you got to give credit where credit's due. The people that have held that title are incredible. So,
Julia lost her debut match in the beautiful Cora Jade return.
Yep. Shout out to Cora Jade getting back and healthy. You know, like they do things like Bass Ackwards because, like I think like talk about AEW. Every time I try to get on board with certain things that they do, and then you have a Darby Allin, and then I'm not joking. Then I see a promo come up for Wednesday where I'm like, this is fake. I'm not joking. I thought it was Photoshop. Chef, I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the promo between Kazuchika Okada versus who's he going against? Versus
Bryan Danielson when there's already
Bryan Danielson. It said
that
they said the Continental title is on the line for 20 minutes. What the fuck?
But both titles are on the line after that? Is that what it is?
What?
No one knows, but still.
What?
Just making it up as we go.
Somebody came up with that idea, spoke it out loud, they put it on a flyer, they printed it, and then posted it.
I thought someone was trolling.
You had all those steps to say, wait a minute here. And then why is the match happening when Moxley and Bryan not already booked? So they always do that. You know Okada's not going to win.
Man, they making good money over there in AEW, boy.
Well, I wish to God I was on that payroll. I wish we all were on that payroll.
There, boy.
Tony Khan, you tell me what you need me to do, Mr. Khan. What you need Mackie to do?
Whatever you want, Evan.
I go, no. I'm here to help you.
No, I don't know. It's cool. Tony.
I literally am here. I'm at your service. I will wash the dishes in the Jacksonville Jaguars stadium. No, here's $1 million. I go, no.
He's like, no, yeah. His dishwasher's probably. Can you imagine how much does like referee Audrey or whatever her name is? How much does she make? Do you think she makes like 200,000?
Man, she one of the highest paid people. The way she look in front of that camera, she does way too much.
She swears she swears, and she hosts and she's like hosts their podcast too. I'm like, what?
You know I ain't lying. Like, why are you making that face?
Oh, don't get us started.
I have nothing to say. This podcast is over. Listen, I appreciate everybody for joining us. I appreciate Kim for pulling up, Luigi pulling up. I appreciate y'all for spending the time. We gotta do this next week, man. Yo, fellas, I appreciate y'all. Guys, was it? I think next. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Is
shout out
Bad
to-
Blood this Sunday?
Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Is it?
There's just too much shit going on, man. Like it's just yo, if y'all got some time, yo, we can do we can do like a preview show if y'all got some time. Like talking about like not tonight, but like this week we can do some kind of shit, maybe like during the day or some shit like that.
I'm in hotels. I'm in hotels all the time, so I'm good.
Let's try to do a preview show or some shit like that, so we can do the card and shit like that and talk shit. I mean, so I can talk shit about Slow Bop's entrance.
We could always do it right before the show on Saturday too.
You down for that?
Yeah, I'm on.
I'm actually off on Saturday.
Let's do it before the show and talk our shit.
Good to me. Sound good to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up, man. Let's do that shit, yo.
Do it like only we can. You know how we do it.
Yo, we gonna cut holes in this shit like waffles, man.
Indentions, Evan. Indentions.
I'm done. Indentions, yeah.
They got little ditches in the waffles. You know, the little little pockets.
Listen, you need to take all them holes in your waffles and put them together.
Put them
there. Syrup in your waffle.
I did. I put them bitches in the toaster together.
Yo, shout out to Egos though. Lego my ego. We out, man, for real.
Waffles at the crib, baby.